Good morning or good evening, wherever you are in this dystopian and catastrophic time in our land. This is JK from the Ministry of Otaku, 14-year anime convention veteran and cosplaying autographer. Today I want to talk about something that is more serious, and even though it's not related to anime cons, it's related because it's a problem in the fandom entirely. Sex offenders. And everyone knows that everyone hates sex offenders in this country. Now, before I proceed, if you have not done so already, please subscribe, ring the doorbell for notifications, leave a comment. It helps me out like every other channel. I've just passed 900 subscribers, and I've now reached 917 subscribers. Hopefully, I'll reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of August. Now, today's video topic is something all conventions should be concerned about in this in the age of Corona-chan. It's the threat of sex offenders in your convention. Now, in the past, way back in 2010, 2011, there was an attendee at Katsucon that actually went to the convention and actually dated a girl outside the convention. And he actually admitted in federal court that he had unlawful sexual congress with a 13-year-old girl he met at Katsucon. And it happened during the first Katsucon when it was at the Gaylord National Hotel and Resort in 2010. Katsucon Entertainment Inc. said to the press at the time, in light of the news coming out, they're planning to check their pre-registration attendee list against local and federal POS sex offender registries. Now the real question is, was this feasible to do so? To be honest with you, unless the process was automated or was given prior warning by an attendee or by law enforcement about a sexual offender entering the area of the convention, it's unfeasible. And it opens up the convention for liability if one of them slipped through the list. Because there are many cases of sex offenders not updating their registry because they don't have a proper home to live in, which is a serious issue, and that's another video for my personal channel. But in this case, with MegaPlex Con, which is a convention for the furry fandom, it's a lot different because staff was given prior warning and was duly warned by attendees, and they ignored it or they brushed it off. Now, MegaPlex again is not an anime convention, but rather a furry convention, a convention for the furry fandom held in the Orlando metropolitan area. And like almost all fandom conventions, anime and furry, they went Corona-chan woke. As you can see in this list here. Now here's the thing, Florida is practically a free state. It's been wide open since September 2020, and since then, all across the country, people have been flocking to Florida. Sometimes 2-3 times in that year, sometimes 5 times through the great lockdowns because they need to escape from dystopia. Many people actually went to Miami, many people went to the other areas of Florida, but especially the beaches, and especially Fort Lauderdale. And if you haven't been to Fort Lauderdale, especially the beaches, I recommend going there. Go straight to the beach area. Go straight to the beach area. And I know a good restaurant there. I could tell you to go there. But that's not a video. And here's the thing, all this list. Here's the thing. This is not effective. I mean, seriously. The only industry that is not back to normal are fan conventions and anime cons and furry cons. They're doing all of this to virtue signal how safe they are. When in reality, they're ignoring other real issues. Like, again, a sex offender actually entered the convention and actually stalked and attacked an attendee there. And the attendee's name is goes to a Twitter handle, Rough Tess. I'm gonna show you the thread that the attendee posted. Is it really too much to ask a con to not let registered sex offenders and convicted pedophiles sign up for their event, or at the very least have a list for security to watch closely, especially one that marks itself as safe and friendly? Very disappointed with MegaPlex, to be honest. On the next tweet, Tess posted, I reported an assault, stalking, and assault to con staff. I later found that the man who hunted me, grabbed me multiple times, and tried to ambush me outside my room at MegaPlex is a registered sex offender. This was the con staff's response. The con staff response is, there is very little we can do. We need to report when it happens, and the police are the ones to contact. Where it was out of con space, hotel security was the people to contact. Per our COC or code of conduct, if you tell someone to leave you alone, the interaction is over if they don't seek a staff member. Seriously, the person who reported this, the person he was talking about, the person that was stalked, Tess, was a sex offender. And if they actually took the time to actually look through the information, every sex offender has been registered in sex offender list. And you can see the crimes that he has committed and convicted of. If they actually took 5 minutes of their time and clicked that link, they would have dealt with this person immediately. Immediately. This is not a simple harassment case. It's assault. And be honest with you, if our con staff won't deal with it, Tess should have called the police, which you find out why Tess didn't later in this video. Now to proceed with this rest of the text message, Tess replied, I understand. I guess I'm just concerned that the man who assaulted me is apparently a registered sex offender for battery of a minor, and was still allowed to have a full run of con with families and kids without disclosing that information. Do y'all not have a system of at least keep an eye out on sexual offenders at your con? And Tess gave the link. And if they actually took 5 minutes, he would have known that that offender committed and was convicted of a criminal offense. And what they said, if he does not have any state mandated restrictions about being around children, we can't do anything. He's a sex offender. And good portion of sex offenders are a threat to children. In this case, the sexual offender was an imminent threat. Now on the next tweet. Look, overall, I have found a MegaPlex. I met some amazing people, and before this happened, it was shaping up to be the best con I've ever attended. But I don't know if I ever feel safe going back, and that hurts. Maybe MegaPlex, instead of virtue signaling how safe their con is against Corona-chan, they will focus on this issue here. Now, continue on. Rough Tess mentioned that conventions can ban people for hate speech. They can ban people they feel are dangerous to others. MegaPlex says they can't do anything of the sort to prevent dangerous people from attending, even if the person has been previously convicted. They claim they can't, but it seems more that they won't. And convention and Tess said, as a quote tweet, I wish cons would do more to crack down on predatory people attending their events and perpetrating sexual abuse. Throw up your hands and saying, until there's a police report isn't enough. Many attendees aren't local. Many don't trust the police. Con staff, do better. I hear that a lot. Do better. Do better. And here's the thing. They don't do better. They don't. Another thing, he posted this tweet, and with a full description of the stalking, harassment, and assault test endured. And reads, and though I should not have to share this, if cons want to shift the burden of responsibility onto victims, I cannot be quiet. Here's what happened to me at MegaPlex. MegaPlex Con. The perpetrator is a registered sex offender. I sent this to con staff. Con staff just shrugged, do better. Next tweet, I didn't expect my story to get any traction, but it has. Thank you for the support and for the encouragement to speak out, to be brave. Together we can call for change. Together we can make this fandom a safer place for everyone. And they in test added his persona, known telegrams, and a link to his conviction on the Natural Sex Offender Registry, which is public before anyone comes at me for doxing. And this is the persona he was talking about, the perpetrator. The persona's name is Lucky, and what he looks like, he's a wolf puppy. Yes, the true wolf pupper. Yes, Aussie wolf pupper. And here's more information. The telegram information. Official MegaPlex General S. Safe for Work chat. He's a man of that. And this guy's a sex offender. Why is he in a chat room? This sex offender. And I'm going to show you the actual sex offender registry list here. Oh, and YouTube mobs and YouTube moderators, please note that this is all in the public. It's all public information, and due to Florida's Sunshine Law, it's definitely legal. Now this is the actual information here. This is the perpetrator's name, Robert Emily Burr Jr. Caucasian, white, male, brown, average height and weight, and yeah, we're definitely not going to show the actual information, but the actual information. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to show you the actual address here, since it's actually definitely private information. I can definitely show you the name, but I can show you that on December 9th, 2020, he was convicted of sexual assault. A sexual assault with a minor under 16 years of age. He was guilty. He was duly convicted. So it did involve a child. Lewd and sex. Yeah, he was definitely a sex offender. He did with a minor under 16 years of age. So it definitely involved children. And any sex offender who committed a crime against the children may have restrictions imposed on him regarding children. So he definitely should not be at MegaPlex Con. And here's the worst thing about this. Staff knew about this before the con started on July 25th, 2021. And they knew this. They knew this. In this message to con staff. Hey, just a heads up, Lucky Spark Pup is a convicted pedo. There's a whole bunch of stuff I don't really care to get into, but just a heads up, just want to keep you all safe. And they just gave a boilerplate response. Thank you for letting us know. We'll let our security team know, and we'll take action if needed. Unfortunately, as we are not the police, we do not have the resources to probably investigate and respond to these types of claims. Oh, here's the thing. You can. As soon as he enters, you can actually bar him from the convention. You can let police know that he is barred from this convention. They could call the police, and police will come and arrest the person for violating the sex offender restrictions. This is laziness. They knew. I'm going to repeat this message again. Unfortunately, as we are not the police, we do not have the resources to properly investigate and respond to these types of claims. We recommend reaching out to the police to report it, especially if they have any restrictions from being offense with children. Here's the thing. this guy already has restrictions with being friends with children. He committed a sex offense against a child. That being said, we do take the safety of our tendency seriously. No, you didn't. If anyone is uncomfortable with action taken by an individual at the convention against them, we encourage them to find a staff member who can direct them to the security office. Once there, they can make a report and wait for police if they wish to file a police report. Yeah, the con did nothing. They knew if they actually took 5 minutes to click the link, they were known. If they did basic research, they were known that if you commit a sex offense against a child, you're basically done. You're basically going to be arrested almost immediately. And this blew up on Twitter days after the con. Days after Tess reported this. And MegaPlex, which is owned and operated by Florida United for a fandom, responded with this PR statement, which is really a non-apology. MegaPlex goal is to run events that are a safe place for everyone who attends. We are saddened and sorry to hear that people felt harassed or worse during the weekend. This is unacceptable, and no person attending the convention should be made to feel this way. As of today, the response to concerns and feedback from attendees, we are updating our code of conduct to make it clear that registered sex offenders are not welcome at MegaPlex. We will also be reviewing our policies and procedures to see what more we can do to ensure the safety of our attendees and staff. To ensure everyone's safety, MegaPlex relies on its attendees to report misconduct by lodging an official complaint with the convention staff while in the convention space, or contacting hotel security and or filing a police report when outside convention space. After that, we can investigate and take the appropriate action. We are committed to improving the convention and making it enjoyable and safe for all. It's I'm sorry. This is really fake. They never did care. And one of the attendees actually made an edit showing what they really mean to say. MegaPlex goal is to run events that are a safe place for everyone who attends. We are sadly and sorry to hear that people felt harassed or worse during the weekend. This is not a problem, and we won't do anything and fix it. Ooh. As of today, in response to concerns and feedback from our attendees, we are updating our code of conduct to make it seem we care while continuing to let this behavior happen. We will be reviewing our policies and procedures to see what more we can do to save our asses. To ensure MegaPlex safety, MegaPlex attendees to stop harassing convention staff while in convention space or find someone who cares when outside of convention space. After that, we can decide whether to ban you for complaining. We're committed to keeping the peace and making it enjoyable and safe for MegaPlex staff. So, really, they're not going to do shit. They never cared. They never cared. And as confirmed by Tess, update, I was just informed that con staff was alerted him before the con and still chose to do nothing. My assault was 100% unavoidable. Con staff is complicit. Gone from upset to outrage. Thank you to the person who sent me this screenshot. To everyone DMing me, encouraging me to press charges, I will not be doing so to save my mental health. Neither us or local either. I shouldn't have to get this guy banned. He's already been convicted of a violent sexual crime. That should be enough. I don't care. Report this to the police. He needs to be in prison for violating his restrictions. The offender broke his parole and should be jailed for this. He broke the conditions. He should be jailed. I don't care what. I wouldn't care what Tess feel. I will report this to the police immediately. I mean, seriously, if he didn't put, I don't care if he's not local. I don't care that you're not local. Tess should report this to the police. Law enforcement will have dealt with it. Law enforcement dealt with it immediately. I mean, seriously. And con staff knew about this. Con staff knew about this. They knew about this. And they didn't do anything. And they still won't do anything. And they're only sorry they got caught. And seriously, this should be an example to all fandoms and anime conventions that to take sexual offenders seriously. Don't let them in your staff. Don't let them be volunteers. And if you knew there's a sex offender that is planning to attend the convention, you should bar him and call law enforcement and have him arrested and removed from the convention immediately. Basically, if you know there's a sex offender coming to your convention, and if you knew that he committed a crime against children, you should deal with it immediately. It should be the first priority of security staff, of security staff of the convention. Or at least hire a dedicated person for malicious intruders to deal with sex offenders. They should not be in any anime convention, any Comic Con, any video game convention, or any fandom, especially furries. Because the furry fandom has a serious issue with sex offenders, shown repeatedly, over and over and over. They knew, they were duly warned, they didn't do anything, and MegaPlex Con deserves everything that is coming. And if they had to force to hire staff to take this seriously, I'll be glad it happened. This is JK from the Ministry of Otaku signing out. Have a good day. And remember, society should treat sex offenders seriously. There should be no mercy for sex offenders anywhere in society, especially against children.